A fishing port never rests. There is always activity, always a feeling of commerce, the hustle and the bustle. To a consumer or a chef, a seafood lover, these ports offer a tremendous diversity of seafood choice. From your staples like lobsters and scallops to the lesser knowns. During the fall and winter in our home, we cook quite a few butterfish, and we've grown to really love butterfish. They're quick and simple, and they have a wonderful flavor, and the fat and oil in the butterfish, it makes you feel like you've just eaten something really healthy. The way that I've been cooking butterfish in my home is a Japanese method. It's a very simple method. And that's it. It's the quickest gut on the planet. It involves salting the fish and curing the fish. It's very simple. Here are the three parts. The first thing I do is I butterfly the fish, which is you lay the fish open into two halves, left hand on the fish, and then I'm just running this knife in kind of fine cuts right down. And then I'm almost through, and I leave that about like that. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. And that's it. And now I lay it open, I take my scissors, and I just cut the bones right out. And this butterfish right here is perfect. Then I salt the fish, then I leave the fish in my refrigerator for about 24 hours. The air cure salt process, I think, really brings out the essence of the butterfish. So I think the chefs out there, I think you could do this in your restaurants. I think you could serve a cold cured salted butterfish, and then you would figure out even layers above what I figured out. And I think that this could be something that we serve in Rhode Island, in Providence, in Newport, as a local dish. The flavor's great. After I cold cure the butterfish, I broil them or grill them for about 6 or 7 minutes. This is super simple cooking. I don't put anything on the butterfish. The Japanese would eat butterfish for breakfast like we eat eggs. That's the oil and fat in the butterfish. I put no oil on this fish. I put a little bit on the tin foil to keep the fish from sticking, but that sizzle is what you want to see. And this golden brown color, that's perfect. Some of the selling points for butterfish are its texture and its taste. The taste comes from the high fat content you get in cold water butterfish. And the texture comes from the salting and the curing process, along with cooking under a close heat. Most of the things that I've learned about butterfish, I've learned through conversations that I've had with Hitoshi Toyama, a longtime fish grader at Seafresh USA in North Kingstown, Rhode Island.
Cut the butterfly and close to the center bone, showing some of the meat see the kind of the transparency. That has no fat at all. But creamy meat, whitish creamy meat, it's the fat. So we like it. Yeah. Cold water butterfish is the very fatty. It's very nice fish, tender, tasty fish. So I think more, like you have to educate how to eat it.
Good.
So we have this abundant resource very close to the Rhode Island coastline. And you might be asking yourself, how do I get in on this? Well, that's the tricky part. They're hard to find. Even though millions of pounds come into Rhode Island, it's not so easy finding them. So you have to ask. You have to ask your dealers. You have to ask your retailers, your wholesalers, wherever you get fish. Ask.
If you need nice, fresh, local butterfish, give us a call.